If you enjoyed this little tip and you'd like to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook and Insta. And if you only want some special tips by email only, head on over to ryanmoodyfishing.com and sign up for free email updates. Get into the great outdoors, keep fishing smarter, and see you next time.
Welcome to TFI Uncut. I am here with Team Ryan Moody, and we've got Ryan, Karen, and Stephen. And guys, yeah, we watched the films last night at the Gold Class, and I'm a little bit hungover. I don't know how you are feeling, but Stephen's just said the funniest thing ever. He's like, "Oh, this is how my drone feels." We're so high up at the moment. But yeah, guys, let's talk about your film and what you thought of Gold Class last night. Yeah, King.
Mate, it was great. There's a lot of really good movies this year, and yeah, it's certainly some good productions there, some great stories as well. I mean, we didn't know really what we were going to do to start with because we had all these other things planned this year, and I was supposed to go in for surgery and everything, and we've gone, oh, what do we do? What do we do? Do we fish the TFI?
What are you going for?
Yeah. Oh, hernia, right where the rod butt goes. Yeah,
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, so I fished that whole thing on top water with the hernia. So yeah, it was a really good night actually, mate. I really enjoyed it, and
fun,
met a few of the crew I've never met before, some of the other guys, and in the fishing communities and that, and it was good.
Yep.
I can't get over the calibre of the films. They were just amazing.
The stakes are high.
The stakes are high, yeah.
Wagyu, yeah. Wagyu.
Yeah. No, I think across the board they were really good, eh?
Yeah.
It was a thrill.
That'll be good. Be interesting to see who takes it out.
Yeah, it will be. The next 3 weeks are going to be very interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think everybody has earned it too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care who wins because everyone put so much effort and love into that.
Yeah.
And
really,
the editing, like we couldn't believe how invested we got in our film.
Yeah.
We thought, oh yeah, a couple of weeks to film. And, knowing how quickly Stephen normally edits things, we're thinking, oh yeah, 20 minutes, all right. Well, we'll put a bit more effort into this, 2.5 weeks to edit. So we thought all of us invested 2 weeks and then Stephen another 2.5 weeks. No. That did not happen.
You just got to work, hey?
A
lot of work.
We did.
Yeah.
And then when we watched those films last night, you can see that everyone put the same amount of love in.
Yeah.
It was... We all just got so invested in the process, and it was just really wonderful. I cried with one of them. Which one? It's one of the films with the dad.
There were
really?
certainly
Yeah,
tears.
It was just. We've just been so thrilled to be part of the process, isn't it? Because we kind of just keep to ourselves up in far North Queensland and
Do your thing, yeah.
do our thing, and to just be with Stephen was in his element because to speak with other videographers and editors with the same amount of passion and they speak a different language.
Yeah, they really do.
So he was just and
Not
fishing
our
as
language.
well.
It's great because you've got you can connect on so many levels, and it was not only a challenge of the fishermen for the kind of like the fish, but also the videographers and the videographer on the quality kind of side of things, the storytelling side of things. So it was more like a challenge on many levels, right? In a sense, but also coming from a culture that is very competitive in Germany, I thought that's how it's gonna be. But when I rocked up, I was like, everyone's voting for everyone, so we're all like one team, one big team basically. So I'm really
you're all out together. That's sort of what happens. We found that there's a bond. We call it the TFI experience. Once you're in it, it's sort of just a thing you're a part of forever.
It's a great initiative because it sort of inspires a lot of younger people to maybe get out there and see the outdoors and enjoy their hobbies a bit more and record it and maybe get to competitions and things like this and because a lot of people are just locked up in the concrete jungle these days and they don't realise what's out there.
Yeah, correct.
And things like this is really good because it showcases to the community exactly what experiences are out there, and even in our own backyard. There's so many people don't. They think the road ends at Cairns. That's where it only starts.
And
it's
that's
beautiful.
basically what
as far as the countryside goes and scenery and fishing. I mean, you go to Cooktown and then it's pretty much dirt roads to the Cape, but by sea, it's absolutely incredible up there. It's an amazing place.
Not many people have seen it either.
No, not heaps of people. No. More and more people are now taking their 7 and 8 metre boats to Lizard Island and taking the jerry cans and that and the campground and that there. And more and more people are doing that sort of thing now after watching all our videos.
Yeah, where exactly do you live? Because you live on the boat, hey?
No, well, we do sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
I do when I'm in the bad books.
Yeah, quite often.
That's my dog. That's my dog house.
Oh, what a shame. I'll be in trouble again. Oh, no.
Punishment.
That's it.
Down in the marina.
I do if I'm homeless.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
when I'm changing, like because I was kind of basically migrating, and sometimes obviously I'm changing from share house to share house or whatever, you know, in the early days, and then they were like, I'll just stand on boat. You know, in the
How long you
transition
guys
house.
know each other?
Almost 4 years.
4 years, I think Stephen's been working for us now. Yeah.
Yeah, we watched some influencer, and they had a videographer that they found, you know, at a bar or something, just chatting, and his name was Elliot. And then they started making these videos, and they were beautiful. And I kept saying to Ryan, we need an Elliot. We need an Elliot. There's got to be someone, you know, in McDonald's that loves making fishing films or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen was picking broccoli.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Typical backpacker.
Yeah.
Doing what you have to do. But
It's the nickname.
I wanted to. I just
But
wanted
how
to.
did it all happen? How did you find him, and then how did you work out?
It was the weirdest story ever because I just finished my farm work and I was like, I now want to work as a videographer again. I just wanted that experience out there in the bush, working in the bush, like, you know, picking fruit, but also it was during COVID, right? It was actually good because it was quite hard to find something else, and then it kind of like settled down a little bit. And I was like, okay, for my last year, because I didn't think I would find a sponsor in videography, because it's not a thing where people search for people from overseas, right? So I came from close to Alice Springs in the middle of nowhere to Cairns just for a visit, and I was like, oh, if I find something nice, if not Brizzy, we'll have some people who, you know, will take someone in for a year or something. Didn't see my chances at all in migrating. It was just like, oh, just a year overseas, and then I came to Cairns and I was like, oh, I want to live here.
Yeah.
And like our tropics always was for me a dream to live in. Then I was just like looking, what was this, I think Seek or something, just what's available, and there was only like 2 because there's nothing going on in Cairns. Like, you know, I think Bay Media and them, and that's it. So I had contacts a couple of people in Brisbane, and yeah, obviously them, but I didn't hear back, so I was like doing a follow-up call, and I remember we called for 2 hours or something, and I was like, oh, this is it. She's got takes much time for the people.
Yeah.
And I've never been on a ship or whatever, so we were like, okay, let's do a trial day. I vomited 2 times because I've never been really on a small
Seasick?
boat
Yeah.
since I got seasick.
Right, here we go.
I still managed to get the job. Apparently I made a good job there. Still, you know, like I was sick as all. It was the worst conditions ever.
Yeah, it was
too.
it was a bit rolling.
I was very stressed. It was hot as, and the conditions wind from every
So
side.
they chucked you straight in the deep
And-
end. Pass the
Because
test.
it's a
That's it.
difference.
Yeah.
It's a difference looking on the screen.
Because that's where you get sick, is when you're focusing on the
Exactly.
screen. Yeah, all of a
Yeah.
sudden you don't know what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
and yeah, I don't know. We just got along very well, and I
You were
think
homeless, so you moved in, and
The rest is history.
yeah, but that's basically how it started.
Sounds
I
like
was
you're
just
part of the family now.
yeah, it's part of the
I mean,
family
just
now.
coming in the right time,
Yeah.
right? Because like 1 month later, and they would have found someone else. Like you had like so many
Yeah, we had
people asking, and
Your
apparently was a
Instagram-
standout, so.
Your Instagram profile with the photographs were really extraordinary. So, yeah, and then
What's your Instagram handle for the guys listening at home if they want to check it out?
Lucky, like being lucky _ Dusche.
Oh, yeah.
Duscher.
Yeah.
Sure. Isn't that one?
That's my last name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It means shower. It means shower in German.
Sure. Oh, that's funny. So you guys actually submitted a film into the wildcard last year. Did you make that film? Who made the film?
we just whipped that together
Yeah,
at
that
the
was-
last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in a pre-existing blog video that we did,
Oh, yeah.
just a day out with a friend of Ryan's,
Yeah.
and because it pretty much like it was good for the timing.
Yep.
I think it was like 10 minutes or
Yeah, yeah.
something, and just something that we also had available because from the previous videographer, the stuff that the guy that worked for you before We couldn't find anything to make it adapted.
It was pretty flexible, the parameters on that anyway.
Yeah.
It was good. You sort of showed off what you do. You sort of got noticed. New eyeballs, the rest of it. So
Yeah.
For the guys listening at home, who don't know who you are, you're my little brother's idol. Believe it or not, he's got 2 idols, and it has been for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Brados literally loves you and Harry Watson from Jackal.
Yeah.
So funny. He wants to know how this is going to go. Blah blah. So yeah, Ryan actually does tutorials on how to fish.
Yeah, I was in the fishing charter industry for over 3 decades, and I retired when I was 50, and the sun was getting a bit too much, and nothing's changed there. And I kind of you were working for Marine Parks. She was the ranger in charge in Cardwell, and I was still doing the charters, and we thought, she said, how can we move along and do something in the fishing game that's not going to see you out in that sun cooking all the time,
we started a Facebook page, and so many people asking questions, and he can't even walk down the street in North Queensland without being accosted. I sent him to Bunnings. I'm ringing him up an hour later. Where are you? And he's been accosted.
He's been bailed up.
Yeah, and so I was like, how do we kind of monetize this? Because he was coming home after charters and hours and hours and hours answering questions, chatting, and you don't get paid for that. Not that you always want to get paid, but it's when you're 11 o'clock at night, chatting to people. So that's when we.
And 6 days out in the week, out in that hot sun, just doesn't cut it when you're starting to get a bit older, and
they're long, hard days on the water.
Yeah. I mean, the sun never used to bother me at all, but it just seemed like a flick, the switch flicked, it was weird. So online courses.
Yep. So how did you actually build the framework to start with, and has it evolved a bit to where it is now?
The first course we did was Barra Basics because, after 2,000 metre plus Barra, saltwater Barra for clients, Ryan's got a name for big Barra. So we started off, and we called it Barra Basics because we thought, he goes, I'm not giving away everything, But as we built it out, I realised we had to give away everything because otherwise, people need to go out and catch a fish.
Yeah, they still need to catch the fish,
Yeah.
It's one thing to tell them all the information, but they still got to do it,
That's it. And then
so it took a week, though, to get the framework out of his head because he didn't even really know he had one.
Oh, yeah.
And so because I wanted to build the course, because I was at uni for years, so very good at summarising information. I said, we need to build the course just around one page because Ryan said, we'll go boat ramp to boat ramp, I said, that's a fishing show, that's not a course. So I spent a week, we went away on holiday, and I just picked his brains, and I've got the book of just pages and pages and pages of iterations of how are we going to depict how to catch Barra, which is so many variables, so that people can easily work it out. And so we've come up, starts with the framework starts with tidal run, and then the next thing is territory, and the next thing is tools, and then the next thing is your tide high and low at the day. So you can effectively, if you like using lures, you can look at a tide chart, know what the run's going to be on that day, and know what territory and tools to use.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And then then we go really into a lot of depth on exactly where in your local area can you find that territory? What are the criteria that you need to use? And it just went gangbusters, didn't it?
Yeah, and then we just added more and more advanced stuff to it. So
history.
we're thinking about giving it a bit of a rebuild because we got drones now and Steven editing and better ideas for explanation and stuff like that, and so February we're heading to October we're heading to Hinchinbrook to refilm a lot of those videos and I've been working on
it all,
I've been working on some of them in the background of the conceptual videos because that's what's in the course is you have conceptual videos which breaks it all down classroom style and we run through everything with you and show you diagrams and that, the other. And then we have an in-field demo video to back that video up. So you come out with me and
See, these are all the tricks.
That's it, mate.
That's what you see. That's what you're paying your money for the guys listening at home.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And of course it took off so well, and people started catching meteries straight away, and it was like,
And a whole community is built up around us. It's almost like you with TFI. I mean, thanks for putting this on. I mean, it's amazing. People don't realise the effort it goes into having a small business, And so a whole community really grew up around us, and we've got multitudes of courses now. But that really set the standard, and then the private Facebook group, so you can chat with him. And some of the guys that come away fishing with us are our students, the ones
they
that come
end up
away
being
on
your
our
best.
trips.
They end up being your friends. Yeah,
Well, we made some
that's what
wonderful.
we found doing this. Everyone just becomes our friends. We love it.
Yeah, we've made heaps of great mates since we've started the courses.
So
Sam as well.
Yeah.
Sam, we
Lexi
met
and the
him on the
guys that
beach.
come-
He was a student. Yeah.
The guys who is part of the video as well.
Yeah, Sam, he's in the first part of the video.
offshore bit,
So in the film, there's a lot of like informative information in the film that you've sort of just really subtly put in there. Like,
Yeah.
So the guys watching at home, they'll notice. There's plenty of tips in there.
There's a few little tricks and bits and pieces.
Couple
there,
little
but-
tricks, and
Yeah.
let's maybe just talk about the whole plan of the film and the whole sort of banana thing. Because when I was just assuming it was going to be like maybe topwater GT on the banana, which I think you maybe attempted that.
That's what happened on the way down.
Yeah.
We only had, because when we got the invite and filming started in 3 weeks or something, I've gone, oh God, the trade winds have just started.
Yeah, they had.
The water temperature's cooling down, which is what we call the interchange.
Yep.
I mean, barras don't stop biting in winter.
Yep.
We actually catch more in winter than we do in summer. But that period of change between summer and winter, there's periods in there, especially when you get cold snaps and things like that in certain wind directions. It can shut them down for a number of weeks, you know, and that'll happen every year pretty much. But
That's when you had to catch them.
yeah, and you just got to work a lot harder, you know.
Yeah.
Once people get very experienced, you know, you can, if you work at it hard, you can still catch fish during the interchange, which is what happened to us. And you know, as people will see in the film, but for topwater, for me, Barra, if you're going to chase anything topwater and you really want to challenge yourself, big metre plus salties is the hardest. I mean, you can catch them around.
They're tough.
Yeah, you can catch little ones around gutters and drains with little stick baits and poppers and things, but getting those big girls out in the open waters is
Because you're
totally
fishing in the
different.
wild. You're fishing like in Jurassic Park. It looked like
Pretty much, yeah. So we thought, what sort of a challenge? Because we had to have a challenge or something for the film, and Karen's, we've gone, well, how can we challenge you? What haven't you done, or topwater or something like that we can do? And I've gone, well, I don't really know, because we were hoping to try and film the finger mark down there, because I've got a way of getting them to the surface as well.
Yeah, that would have been really cool to see too.
Yeah, trouble is, trouble is it's happening now.
Oh yeah.
It's happening now. I thought we were a bit early when we went down, and so yeah, that's all happening now down there. But so we thought, what can we do? And we can't go for miles away, and we can't go up north of Lizard this time of year and do something remote and spectacular and big top water stuff up there, because we're going to blow 25 knots for most of the time, and that's just a logistical nightmare, you know, because a lot of the areas we fish up there in the open, little patches in the open, they're not sitting in behind a reef somewhere, you know. We sort of do top water in different areas out there that a lot of people traditionally wouldn't try and fish.
Yeah.
So that's where we get the big blue spots and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, right.
So we thought, oh well,
spots, eh?
yeah.
Any GPS marks on these courses of yours?
Well,
plenty of
they're in the
GPS.
courses.
Yeah.
You don't need GPS marks if you do the course, because you can find your own spots. That's what we say, find your own spots.
Yeah.
There you go.
So Karen said, well, we can't really go way too far or anything. Why don't you try and catch a fish on a banana? Because everyone knows bananas are bad luck on boats, and
They
you
are
don't
bad
take them
luck.
fishing. I mean, of course, over the years on charter, I've had, heaps of people bring bananas on board, and I'm not really one of the superstitious ones, because some charter guys will grab the bananas when they see them come on board and throw them over the side and all
Kick
this.
you off the boat.
Kick you off the boat too. And so, yeah, and I've had mixed results with bananas. I've had good days, I've had spectacular days, and I've had days of breakdowns or this going wrong or that going wrong, you know. So I understand myself, it's only a superstition, but it's always a bit of fun to play along with it.
Definitely.
And we thought, why don't we try and catch a fish on a banana? So we did. On the way down, we had that. That's what I said to Karen. I said, right, so as soon as we got the invite, I said, right, as soon as we get this first bit of good weather, we are gone.
Straight to the reef.
Well, we've got to get the big boat down to Hinchy, because with the Barra was the thing I really wanted, and I was really hoping to try and do the finger mark if they were there a bit early.
Yep.
And so the thing was to get the boat to Hinchinbrook as our on-the-water caravan to start with, and because you can't always use the ramp there when you want, and all that sort of thing. And because it blew 30 knots for a lot of the time, we had to be near a spot ready to go, because we only get these little 1 hour bite windows for the big fish on top water every day. So we had to be there ready to go. And we could only fish one area. The whole channel was blown out. It was
blown out, yeah.
30 knots blown up the whole channel, and Missionary Bay was mostly wiped out, and it was shocking. And so that's why we only had pretty much Hecate Point was the only spot we could fish.
We did try all the stuff on the way down. Actually, the first trial was when we had
Oh,
the
sorry,
idea.
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
We
was
were-
you in the pool, and you went, I think this will work.
Yeah, with the
And
banana
he was
peels.
quite confident.
Yeah,
then,
was that
wasn't
with the skins?
That was the skins.
Yeah, because that's the
Yeah.
game changer. When you
Yeah.
pull that, I'm like, hang on,
Yeah.
this is legit.
Well,
yeah.
the thing is, well, we did try on the
How you rig them
GTs.
up and that. Oh,
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, because we had that little patch of couple of days of good weather on the way down when we went and played with those school-sized GTs and stuff.
And we
That-
actually wanted to catch a GT. We
We were actually wanting to
seriously-
catch
Yeah.
one,
The
yeah.
whole thing, like there's a whole section that is not in there that we scrapped because we were just like happy with GT.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's why these heavier ones that you see, I think I just included one shot of how it's like
Yeah.
working under the water.
Yeah,
because we
looks
were
cool.
like already we have all the B-roll of it already.
Yeah.
Because I went just snorkeling and just filming it underwater with we don't have a underwater camera, but with the GoPros, and so it was all set up for it. Like
Yeah,
even
yeah.
sometimes a little bit of the making of and stuff, because it was so tricky, the making of too, because we were kind of experimenting. It's not like, you have a little, I imagine always like a little bit of him in the garage, like the dark garage, like experimenting on it. But we never had an outcome because we had to try it first.
Well, you
and
seen a
try
bit
and
of
error.
frustration come out in the film.
And,
He was getting quite
Yeah.
frustrated.
and so like there was a whole section, I think like probably 300 gigs or something on the
Yeah.
section out on the
That
reef,
didn't-
which,
that didn't
which
make
I
it.
have like
Yeah.
I've put like 10 seconds of
Yeah.
it where he's like you see him floating and being like, well, no banana, just the hook coming back without the banana peels on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a couple of half-hearted follows from GTs.
Yeah.
And because I had my mate Sam, he was casting as well, and we got him to take the hooks off these poppers. So he was just trying to tease them in, and I'm trying to
gotcha.
get the
All the
banana
tricks.
behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the tricks.
It would have been actually great, but nothing happened.
Nothing,
No,
yeah.
no.
And so, I mean, we caught a bunch of the little GTs. They were annoying, actually. But, yeah, it just didn't quite work out with the banana out there. And we only had a couple of few days. We had to get the boat back into shelter because we're going to have 3-metre waves the following day. So we come into Hinchinbrook and thought, well, we'll give it a crack with the Barras. And, of course, the whole banana's not going to work in here. So we went to the strips and started playing with them. And it's funny, you cut them on. I'm pretty sure, I mean, we were there wasn't a lot of fish there. It was the interchange, getting cold. It was terrible conditions, bad barometer.
Everything wrong.
It was massive. It was actually a really massive challenge for me.
Yeah.
So if you're going to challenge yourself, you might as well do it properly. So
Yeah,
I said, no live scope, none of this, none of that. It's just back to basics.
With a banana.
Back to ribbon. Yeah, with a banana. And so that's how we done all the top water and that. But yeah, we was playing with the strips, and some of them we'd cut straight, or some of them would be straight on the banana, and others would have the curve on it. And you could, and by using the Chinlock's weedless hook and the little stinger on the end.
Come up good, eh?
Yeah, because I only wanted to fish, because we were shallows, of course, because I wanted to do it still within the rules,
Yeah.
top water or just under sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we're just up in that dirty brown water and watching the bait schools come in, and as soon as the bait would come around the corner, I'd get it in there, and just by watching it, sometimes it'd nice little snaky bits like
Look,
this.
It looked
and-
legit as.
Yeah.
If it was a better time of year, you probably would have smoked them.
That's it. And we really didn't have that much time to try. Some of the rainy days where I knew we weren't going to catch a Barra because everything had moved to deep water. And the windy days, we went over and did play around with the banana a bit longer, come on, surely we've got to try and get something. And we blew in the face, and
You also have to decide at some point, because
How much-
we didn't want it to end up like having just a banana peel and it not working out. And obviously, the pride of, because we already said like it was debatable because we didn't have any confessionals, nothing was in stone. But we were like, if this doesn't work out, at least that's why we tied in Barra top water and that part just to have something. But then it's a question of whether, do you lure this day or do you to banana. So sometimes we did both a day, like half a day this, half a day this, or 1 hour this, 1 hour that.
Yeah.
It was a bit tricky.
Well, I was getting that couple hours in on the top water for the big barras, and then after that we'd go and play.
Yeah, because
It's really good.
you've got the kick of fish. There was a bit of
Yeah.
a rocky error I seen unfold
Oh,
there.
mate.
A heartbreaking
Oh.
rocky. I was like, you sure you're running Charles?
I couldn't believe it. I've seen him catch thousands of these fish.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I was like, hey, you know better than this.
and it was actually
Tried to grab it.
a really.
I did. I had his tail.
I was sitting next to Matty Bacon. He's like, you should have jumped in.
Yeah.
Because in his year, he jumped in and caught the GT. He did the exact same thing, and I was sitting next to
Not
him.
in the croc water.
Yeah, not in the croc water.
We
Yeah.
had a 5.1 metre croc, only 60 metres
Yeah,
down on the
literally,
bank,
yeah.
so we couldn't do that. But
No,
but-
you weren't going in.
no,
No
I'm
way in
definitely
hell.
not going in there.
I
Heck
jumped
any
in the
point.
freshwater to get a Barra, a 120 that we caught that
In
got
the
stuck
lagoon.
in the weeds.
Yeah.
I jumped in and got that out,
Yeah,
but not
but not
at
there,
Hitchinbrook.
No, so what happened was, I teach people even in my courses, when you use going for big fish, always try and use a good quality leader and be up around that 70 to 80 pound mark, because if they get that lure just inside the mouth,
just
those
wears
gums,
through,
yeah, they're really
Doesn't
raspy,
matter
as
what
you
you
know.
do, yeah.
That's it. And
But what happened?
well, I had before I came down, I grabbed a couple of older spare rods,
Yeah.
and they still had 60-pound leaders on them from when we just vibe and carry on for
Yeah.
finger mark and do other bits and pieces.
Of course, that's
And-
what happened, eh?
Yeah, and I've changed all the other ones over to 80 and everything, and there was just one there on its own, and I thought, I'm just going to try a different contrast stick, mate, and I grabbed it out, and yeah, sure enough, it was the one I hadn't changed. I still had 60-pound on
big
it,
dog too.
and it was just enough, that little bit at the end.
Yeah.
I actually had the thing clipped in its
You
mouth,
had it, yeah.
and I actually took it out to get another grab because I wanted to move around the other way to get the lift.
Yeah.
And I undone it, and then I went to go back in again,
went, "Dook."
and she shook her head like that, and I had hold of the lead, and it was just enough weight
Yeah.
to wear through that last little
It's
bit.
happened to all of us before. It's the worst feeling too. 'Cause you,
Well, the
He
worst.
takes it so well.
Yeah.
He's just like,
When you
doesn't he
chase it
every-
for 35 years, it's it doesn't really matter anymore if you lose a big one. But I mean, yeah, it was
you
frustrating.
wanted to
but
get that one on the mat.
I did
we
want to get that
did,
one on the mat.
yeah, because we wanted a metery top
Yeah.
water.
I haven't even been there. She filmed the whole thing because that was when I was on the
Oh,
2
that's
days
it.
break.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
filmed
The
that,
big
yeah.
filmed the
fish.
big one.
Obviously, if I'm not there,
Yeah.
good stuff happens. I mean, I came back and they were so embarrassed. And I was like, actually,
This is the thing.
because they were like, oh, we're not able to use it. It's embarrassing. It's
He
whatever.
nicknames me the decapitator, and I'm like, excuse me, who got the big fish?
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, because we've got the banana thing on, how good is it actually to make this the turning point of the film where he starts like, okay, we need to get rid of the banana.
Yeah.
So I used that chance, that bad thing that we actually didn't want to, because it's a bit like, should we put it in? But that actually has been a perfect transition and to showcase that curse of the banana.
Yes.
And it was actually, I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Ryan.
There was like 2 micro moments in the film which were my favourite. It was sort of at the start where there's the fish getting released into the water and then the water turned into the creek. And then
Yeah.
it just spun me out.
And the
And
crocodile come off the bank, turn into the lure. Did you see that?
I can't, no, not that one, but
Yeah.
the next one was, I forgot what I was going to say for the next. I was at the end, at the end scene. I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You mean the
Curse.
banana?
Yeah. The guys can watch the film.
That's
for
it.
himself. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't know how we did that, because it was like that fish that he caught that night. It was like, because I was already like, I think we've got enough Barra content. How do we squeeze that in? And it's like, because it's like just Barra after Barra, and I'm not a big fan. That's why in this whole movie, because I don't want to have like fish catch after fish catch after fish catch. It's just so boring, and just like I want to loosen up.
What are you talking to fishermen here?
Boring in the sense of like I
To
don't
me
wanna
and him,
have
like,
hook up
boring.
lift, hook up lift,
Yeah.
hook up lift. In that sense, I want to spice it up with a little bit more like, because otherwise you kind of lose yourself in it. And,
Yeah.
you know, like you appreciate it more if there's a little bit of a break in it and there's a new twist to it. So, for example, talk about the challenge in between, talk about the Crocs, right? Like give them a little bit room to breathe,
Yeah.
to be able to enjoy it again. That was
No,
the
you-
whole idea. So I was like, what am I going to do with this? And it was because then we were talking about, because at that point we kind of like had the concept gladly. We know, okay, this is what we're going to do finally. after changing the plan and stuff, you know, not going for finger mark, not doing whatever else we had as a plan, and we're like, oh, let's do it as a final, like after we, you know, don't catch anything. So we already had it as a spare, as an escape in case we don't catch anything at all on the banana. We are like, okay, what happens if we get rid of the bananas? Oh, finally we catch something. Obviously it was not like that, but one came after another, and then we were like, actually we might even do another twist.
Another twist. It's a journey. You took everyone on a journey. It's an incredible film, like top-notch film.
Yeah,
The
you
funny
did a
part
great
about it
job.
is, when I look back on it though, it's like, we went about it as the challenge, you know, but I didn't really think about it until later that that's actually the story of my life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
It's
you know,
yeah.
you know, the whole, the Barras were my backbone. That's what created us and everything else.
But you did
And
start on the Marlin.
oh yeah,
you
of
know,
course,
started
started with
offshore.
marlin boats and everything years ago. But I mean, the Barra was our mainstay, and yeah, it was basically just reminding me of my life. And the hardest part of barra fishing, getting the big barra on the surface.
It comes through,
Yeah. So in the salt water, so it wasn't until I looked back and then, you know, saw beautiful Hinchinbrook and everything. And I thought, oh, that's me. That's my
Incredible.
life.
What did you think about watching in the cinemas? Were you just like, this is pretty sick?
Yeah.
With that in mind,
That's it. And
That was the best part. It was so, and we actually put a lot of effort into the quality of the audio and whatever, knowing it was going to be on the big screen. It was amazing, and to have Stephen's work, which normally gets viewed on this, and we do, you know, we started high quality when he started with us, but when most people view it on a phone, you know, you can cut a few corners, but we, you know, knowing it was going to be on the screen, we were very excited to really, for him to really showcase, you know, what he can do. And we put a lot of effort into the audio, and that was when we almost submitted, we watched it on our TV with a surround sound.
Oh, that was
and,
horrible.
and the sound was terrible.
Oh, was it really?
And, and I'm like, oh, you might need to bump, you know, Ryan, I can't really hear Ryan. And Stephen's like, what's
It
wrong?
was
What's wrong?
delayed,
Why is it so
it
bad?
was staggering and everything, and only for us to find out, oh, it's just because we have it on HDMI. And
It was
the
the HDMI.
Really?
cord.
HDMI
we
was the
thought,
culprit, and I was like,
Oh,
oh,
it was fine.
yeah, it was
because I
fine.
tested it on every bloody device you could do, right? Like on my phone, with the headphones, with the other headphones, on my laptop, but then in the car, and I was like, how can this happen? You barely understood a word in their new surround system, and I was like, am I so like bad? I mean, for YouTube, because we do weekly episodes, right? So I have to hurry up. I can't put so much love into details like for this film, because I have to deliver weekly, like 20-minute, 10-minute episodes, right? It has to go fast, so I can't put that much effort into like every color, you know, and like every clip, and on the sound, you know, and let's just tweak it perfectly, because people also.
How many hours do you actually reckon you edited the film for?
Don't know in hours, but it was three and a half weeks.
And he never had a day off, and he was doing.
Just sometimes I had 12-hour days,
Yeah,
14. Sometimes like middle of the night. I
And
just
then
don't really
tweaking
count
it.
because it's on and off. Like in the morning I start and I have a little break, and to the night, and I get motivated and I get a
mission.
coffee at
It's a
night.
mission.
It's
It's
like-
a mission, eh?
I haven't had a day off in
No, they haven't.
in 1.5 months now. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Since we started this challenge,
Oh, well,
he has
mate,
not had a day off.
Made it all worthwhile yesterday watching it on the big
Oh,
screen, that's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Incredible. It was
great.
an incredible way to start the day too, I thought. It was so good, yeah.
Yeah, we loved all the films. It was, you know, for anyone thinking, for $4.99 and you get these really top quality films, like Stephen said, you can't give that much love to a YouTube video, right?
can't.
This is, there is so much love, so much history, you know, so much passion from the fishermen and the videographers that it was just an absolute joy to behold. And I couldn't even, we just got so invested in doing such a good job in such a short time. You know, we thought, oh yeah, we'll set aside this much. But as the challenges grew and as it went on, we just got more and more and more invested. And now we're just like going all
You're
in.
all in, yeah. You're
Well,
all
we've
in.
even got a challenge
it.
now for our film. Well, not for our film, for all the films.
Yeah.
We put up a trip on mood swings with Ryan for 3 days.
Yeah, amazing.
at
If you go and
Hinchinbrook
watch the
to-
films.
If you go and
Yeah.
watch the films
Sick.
to
Go with the
relive.
films
So they
and-
just
and
have to
vote
register on our website so we can track
yeah.
them, obviously. and that will be, you got to count the bananas.
And that's for everybody who votes. It's not,
Yeah.
it's like a sort of
Well, it's one of
carrot
those things, the
dangling in
more
front of them,
eyeballs, the
but-
better. The more eyeballs
Yeah.
that come in, it supports
Yeah.
everyone, it supports the event.
Even if they don't vote for us, it doesn't matter. It's for everybody.
And
It's
then you can win a troopy too. So for
Yeah, yeah.
$4.99,
Yeah, the
you get an
Explore
entry
Dream Troopy,
into Fishing with Ryan, which he retired in 2018. You cannot
Oh,
get
yeah.
to go on our boat. It's
It's
not a charter
exclusive,
boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
It's not
exclusive.
a charter boat. It is our personal
What
boat.
charter boat?
Yeah,
Yeah, well-
we don't have any charter boats anymore. So it's a personal guest.
But you're only allowed to use bananas as bait.
Yeah, no, no bananas.
No bananas.
No
There'll be no
bananas.
bananas in October. No.
And then, the
Well, I might
troopy
actually.
as well. So there's, 2 chances to win some amazing prizes
Yeah.
and to watch those films. It's worth it for the films. I mean,
yeah.
everyone was so nervous,
Yeah,
you know.
the
'Cause
energy,
we didn't
hey, yeah.
sleep
Yeah.
like for a couple of days before. We just seemed forever
Yeah.
before this premiere because we just got so invested in it. We've never been. It was just, thank you so much for putting it on and the effort that's gone into that premiere and everything.
Yeah.
Just
But
really.
thanks so much for putting so much effort into it and
Yeah.
going all in and just coming here, having the chat and
No,
so
appreciate
good,
it, mate.
so good,
No,
guys.
because we like I said earlier, it's all about getting people out there in the outdoors. That's what people need. And
And that's what Moody I think stands for. We kind of like our shirts are RMF Go, stands for like go out. That's his your call to action in the end is get in the great outdoors.
Keep fishing smarter,
Keep
and I'll see
fishing
you next
smarter.
time.
See you next time. So that's basically what we stand for.
Yeah. So that's the best part about it is getting people out there and hopefully the parents that are watching will encourage
for
their
the kids,
kids.
yeah.
That's what's most important is
So
today's
get them
kids.
outdoors, get them doing the right things,
We all know how the world's changing at the moment, and there's a lot of struggles and pressures on our younger generations. And I think if they can just get that old school experience by actually getting outdoors again and getting interested in some kind of hobby that's to do with outdoors.
Yep.
And I think that's what people really need, and things like this are really showcases it.
Well, we actually noticed that a lot of our audience is from the capital cities. They're the guys that do need to get out and experience this stuff.
Yeah,
So,
that's
it's
right.
amazing that we're hitting the right people with the right messages and the right content.
I mean, it's good for them to watch it through other people's eyes, but then they really need
get
to
out
go
and
and
have
see
a
it for
crack.
themselves. Yeah.
And not just to realise too, because like we say, if your idea of fishing is put a dead prawn on and crack a coldie, it's probably, our courses are probably not for you,
Not for
because it
you,
is a lot more about what,
It's the next
how
level,
far,
eh?
is there a leaf, how fast is the leaf going? Is it walking pace? Is it running pace? What way is the smoke going, from the clat? So you're very much invested in that particular spot where exactly you are. What are those conditions right there? Changing your sinker all the time, because the tide, the water movement, all these things that people don't really quite understand is to just how focused you have to be in that
environment to convert that.
stops you worrying about the things that are on your mind. I mean, that's
it
what-
really does. You're in the moment. You're
Yeah.
trying to get it done. Yeah, you're focusing on what's at hand.
And you're building knowledge on a topic that you enjoy, and then once you start working things out a little bit better, and you think,
Comes second nature. All of a sudden.
now I can catch this big fish that I've always wanted to catch, and I've just got to put more time in, and I'm going to work it out even more, and that's what happens. It's just
And it goes from peace and
evolving.
serenity to mayhem, in
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, all of a sudden, it's like, what the hell's going on? And then all of a sudden it's over, and you're like, what has happened?
That's it.
Yeah, we're just back to silence again. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why our big boat's called mood swings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is. It lives up to its name. Oh, that's why I called myself Lucky. That's a bit better.
Your actual nickname's GT, I heard.
Yes.
German tourist.
German tourist.
Yeah, not Giant Trevally. German tourist.
It was. You did catch a big giant
You
trevally.
caught a massive GT.
Yeah.
We let Stephen go for a fish, of course. Our videographers have the best jobs in the world.
The GNA.
Yeah, and he went fishing with Sam and caught a massive GT, and he's always been after the nickname. So we said GT, but what is it?
German tourist.
German tourist.
Fits.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
We
So-
might just wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Guys. It's
Yeah,
been a
guys.
really great chat. For you guys listening at home, you can go watch their films. You can also win a charter with
Yep.
Ryan. Filminvitational.com, pay you $4.99, watch the films, vote for your favourites, and let us know what you think in the comments. And
$4.99 is cheap as chips.
Oh,
and
cheap as chips,
and get your kids to watch as well. That's the most important thing, Get get your kids there to watch it too. And
Every film has such a great story. They're fantastic. Yeah, not a normal, YouTube story. They are just really works of art. Every single one
They
of
really
those
are.
films.
yeah.
Thanks again, guys. Can you close it out for us, Ryan? Give us the famous down the barrel.
Down the barrel?
Yeah, down the barrel.
That barrel?
Yeah, smoke it.
Oh God, I've
No
been on for a while. I've forgotten.
We can't remember how he starts it.
We got him.
Oh,
Anyways, guys,
if you enjoyed it, guys, if you enjoyed this little tip and you'd like to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook and Insta. And if you want some special tips by email only, head on over to ryanmoodifishing.com and sign up for free email updates. Get into the great outdoors, keep fishing smarter, and see you next time.
That was amazing.
I should have said TFI
Yeah,
instead.
that was amazing. No, that's exactly what I wanted. Oh, how good.
Yeah.
That was. I don't know what made me think of that. I was like, he's saying it.